Hey everyone, happy Sunday. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to season 3, episode 1 of the KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin live podcast. I am your host, Kaylin John Louis, and I am super excited to be on with you all tonight. I hope you all have had just a joyous Sunday since we are preparing for Martin Luther King weekend. I hope that you are finding some time to relax. I hope you're going to do something exciting tomorrow, whether you're helping the community, whether you're simply just going out to celebrate the remembrance of Dr. King. I just hope that you have an amazing day today and that it transcends throughout your week. I want to give you a friendly reminder to please continue to practice safety measures as we are still in a pandemic, and we obviously are seeing that there are many variants coming up. So if you are comfortable and able, I ask that you please, if you're comfortable with it, wear your mask. If you want to get boosted, get boosted. If you are trying to just simply, even if it's not just from COVID-19, if you're want to get the flu shot, or you're trying to get, I just ask that you all stay safe, you all stay healthy, because I enjoy being able to see you all come on and interact with me on this live stream. I ask that right now, if you are watching, that you please share it with your family and friends. And I look forward to chatting with you. So if you want to put any questions or comments at any time in the chat, go ahead and do so right now. Just say hello, wave, just so I know you're here. And again, please share. Now I ask that you connect with me on my social media platforms, which are YouTube, where you can subscribe to the KCK Inspiring Moments with Kaylin live YouTube channel and turn on your post notifications. Then I ask that you follow me on Instagram at Kaylin Cares 15. To those watching on Instagram, hello and thank you for tuning in. I want to thank everyone who's tuning in on Facebook at Kaylin's Caring Connection. I ask that you follow me on there if you are watching right now. And even if you are following me, go ahead and share the page and share this video with someone you know. I ask that you also check me out on LinkedIn at Kaylin's Caring Connection. And last but certainly not least, I ask that you please check out the Kaylin's Caring Connection website, which is www.kaylinscaringconnection.com. Now, with so much going on and so many things that you see with KCK, I do want to give a big thank you to every single person who, throughout all these endeavors that have gone on throughout 2021 last year and those that are to come, I ask, and I'm just so grateful for those who continue to push me, continue to support me. I am so grateful for you all. I thank you for donating. I thank you for simply tuning in to me, because you didn't have to come on here tonight. And so I thank you for just being here with me in this presence. And I just hope that you enjoy tonight's show. Now, again, if you are watching, go ahead and share. But I do want to say that to those who tuned in to the podcast a couple weeks ago before 2021 ended, you saw that we ended our KCK 12 Days of Caring Drive. And there are so many things coming up for Kaylin's Caring Connection in 2022. So I hope you're on the lookout for that. And if you simply want to help donate, there are ways on the Kaylin's Caring Connection page, through being a sponsor or simply just donating to one of our monetary ways. But again, thank you to those who have been on. And let's hop in right into the show. So as you all know, we are in a new year. Woo woo! And millions have gone through challenges in this past year. And we've had so much to happen that I think a lot of people are just like, I'm ready to embrace 2022, because with so much that has gone on, we just really want to be able to step into this year and see what great things it has in stores. Now, many people have written their New Year's resolutions. Now, I know I've gotten older and I stopped calling it that, because let's be honest, calling things New Year's resolutions, they're not always things that are accurate. I don't end up following them. But if I make it a goal, it's something that I'm actively trying to get to. So some people have been like me and decided to make their New Year's resolutions into goals to help them see a greater impact within themselves as they are in 2022. And while this is something very amazing to do, we all know that we cannot plan for the unexpected. I mean, you've seen, even with this past year and things happening currently in 2022, that there have been so many unforeseen circumstances, such as the current COVID-19 pandemic, the increase in violence, being in a time of inflation, and so many more. And we just really need to see what's going on. We really need to find ways to change some of the things that are going on. And even though some people have taken the time to embrace the pandemic, as in if you're home, you've enjoyed being home, you've enjoyed being able to spend more time with your family, there have been some people who have been upset, angry, frustrated, confused with this entire way of how things have been going with the pandemic and being quarantined and different things. And they've reacted in some crazy, unethical ways. So tonight, I just simply want to give you advice on how to improve yourself this year. And I want you to take a chance right now and make a notion in yourself to choose not to give up, especially when there's things going on and obstacles out of your control. It is you and it is within you that you can take this moment to say, hey, I want to change what's going on. I don't want to do this. So tonight, I want to talk to you about being proactive versus reactive. Now, I'm sure if you're in school, if you've been in a leadership class, if you've done anything like this, you've heard this term, be proactive and not reactive. And so many people have gone through where they're saying, I want to learn more about being proactive, or they've taken the decision to, but a lot of people don't know what that means. So, what does proactive or being proactive mean? It means being ahead of schedule, having peace of mind, making smart goals and decisions, striving to think out your problems that may occur, and implementing safeguards to try and stop them from occurring. You recognize that you are responsible for your actions and have the freedom to make decisions based on your morals or your values. And you also are a change agent who chooses not to be the victim in conflicts. Simply being proactive is taking the notion to say, hey, I may not know what's going on. There may be an obstacle in my life. There may even be times that I may not know what's going on, but I'm choosing to be proactive. I'm choosing to have a great attitude. I'm choosing to have peace of mind throughout all obstacles. Then you have the opposite, because you know you always have good and bad. You have the things that could be good for you, things that can be bad for you. And the thing that can be bad in a lot of cases for some people, especially right now, is being reactive. Being reactive means being behind schedule, having no peace of mind. Things just quickly fly out your head before you think about it. You don't take the time to think before you speak. And when there's a problem that you could avoid, you simply react to it and don't think about ways to solve it. You blame others for situations without doing any self-reflection. And you simply, if something comes at you, you decide to take the moment to say, hey, it's not my fault. Hey, it's the other person's fault because they could have done a better job at being reactive, at being proactive and not doing something. And don't get me wrong, I mean, a lot of times people say when it comes to reactive, there are good and bad sides, because if somebody's coming towards you and they're trying to hit you, of course you're going to react and you're going to try to guard yourself, or you're going to try to defend yourself. But when it comes to being in life and being at academics and being with your spiritual life, your physical, your emotional part, being reactive is not always the greatest thing to do. And I'll give you some reasons why. One, because proactive people are driven carefully by their internalized values, but reactive people are driven by feelings, circumstances, conditions, or their environment. What does that mean? That means that proactive people, they think about things. They say, okay, yes, this person might have wronged me. This person might have done something to me, or this problem, I can't control it, but I'm going to think about what I'm going to do before it comes out. I'm not going to be in an argument with someone and then I just immediately say something to go behind the bar, stab them in the back. I'm going to think about what I say, because at the end of the day, it's about being proactive. It's about knowing that it's okay to have a positive mindset. It's okay to not be in a place where you don't know what's going on, but you choose not to react in a way that could hurt you or someone else. Now, with reactive people, you have them driven by feelings, by circumstances, by conditions. Say, for example, you have someone who is going through, they're having a good life. Everything seems to be going well, and out of nowhere, a major obstacle comes in their life. And instead of them thinking about it, instead of them taking the moment to, yes, I can be upset, and then find ways to make it better, they just sit there and they sulk. They're upset. They're driven by their feelings, meaning when somebody makes them angry, they're just constantly running with an angry mind. They can wake up and they're angry. They go somewhere, somebody's being nice to them. They're still angry because they're just reacting to emotions that they have inside. However, it's better to be proactive and not reactive, because when you're doing this, you can't have a positive life with a negative attitude. Meaning you want this perfect life. You want life to be going well. You want 2022 to be the greatest year for you, but you still have a negative mind. You still say things like, I can't do it. I can't be what I want to be. I can't go to the places that I want to go, because you sit there and you sulk and you let your emotions and your feelings take over and stop you from getting to the place that you need to be. If you're all about bettering yourself and all about being a better you, especially in a new year, you can't have a positive life if you're constantly nagging things that happen in your life. So what? The COVID-19 pandemic happened. So many people now are living where it happened, it affected me, and I'm moving on. You can still keep going. You can still keep pushing through this time, because even if you can't see your family right now, yes, that can be hard. And even though there may be risk factors of maybe I might get quarantined at school, maybe I may not know what's going on, but instead of being upset at the world and upset at things that's going on simply because you can't control it, try to be proactive about it. Yes, the COVID-19 pandemic happened. However, it gave me a time to be able to self-reflect, it gave me time to be able to look at myself and say, hey, what do I need to work on? What have I done wrong that I can fix and I can be better about? Especially now, because as we're seeing new variants, as we're seeing new things coming up, there's so many obstacles that can come your way. It may not be something as serious as the pandemic. It could be something as simple as you being at school and then you get a bad grade on a test. And now you feel like after you get that bad grade, then you find out bad news. And then things just keep piling up and keep piling up. And you feel like it's time for me to give up. But it's not. You have to keep being proactive and you have to keep going, because if you don't, what's the point of saying you're going to have a great year when you've already killed the year before it even started? You got to think positive. You got to be proactive and you got to keep going. The key to prioritize what's on your agenda and what you have going on, especially with so many people having goals for the new year and different things, is to schedule your priorities. You have to be able to know, okay, this week I'm trying to focus on bettering my academics. I might be trying to focus on, if I'm in a sport, I want to make sure I do this certain goal. I want to run this amount of time. I want to exercise this amount of time. If you have a goal, you need to schedule and write down your priorities. What is it that you truly want to accomplish in 2022? It could be as small as, I don't know what I want to do for the whole year, but I know what I want to accomplish this month. This month, I may want to get my license. This month, I might want to practice being a better person, a better friend. I might want to get more into my Bible. I might want to get more into hanging out with people. I might want to get more into doing certain things that I haven't been able to do because I want to be a better person. You have to simply schedule things out and have things there. And guess what? When you're proactive and not reactive when it comes to scheduling things, then you don't have to worry about certain issues coming up. It's just like with being proactive, the word starts with the P. You know what another word starts with a P? It's plan. When you're proactive and you have a positive attitude, then you're able to plan out things that you want to do. But it all starts with that proactive mindset, that positive mindset, because then when you plan, you can avoid issues such as, oh, I didn't know that there would be something going on today, or I could have avoided this argument with this friend if I just didn't be petty or if I didn't say anything. And I'm going to come back to that. But when it comes to having these issues and having certain things that we have going on in life with obstacles, guess what? When you're proactive and not reactive, an insignificant issue today can spawn tomorrow's catastrophe if you don't go back towards it. Because when you're proactive and not reactive, you may have an issue that you see today. And instead of saying, I made a mistake, I'm going to fix a mistake, you just say, it'll fix itself out and I'm going to keep going. But if you keep making the same mistake and you keep seeing that, oh, I'm going to keep talking about my friends, and then you're seeing you're losing friends, and then you're seeing that you have no one and you feel lonely and you have all this, you could have avoided that issue if you would have nipped it in the bud all again. Sometimes The things that we do and the things that we react to, they seem good in our mind, but it's not good out loud. It's not something that should happen. It's not something we should do. You can avoid so many issues in your life if you choose to have a positive mindset versus a negative mindset, because you may feel angry. The proactive person in you will just try to ease your mind. If you know you're not feeling well, you'll tell some people, hey, we're still cool, but I just need the day to myself because I'm upset. I don't want to say anything that might anger you. But then the reactive side of you is when you're angry and you're in the heat of the moment, as soon as somebody says something, you take all your anger out on them. You snap on them. You say something that you may regret later because you didn't think. The whole thing with being proactive versus reactive means that you have to think. You have to think about where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to react to certain situations. But because you can't be in a place right now where you want to be better, especially in the new year, you want to be better, but you're still in the same place as last year. It comes a time where you have to say, I'm going to make a change. I'm not going to stay what I am, and I'm going to be a better me. That's the whole purpose of trying to better yourself, even before being a new year. And I know I keep saying it's a new year because that's a popular phrase right now. New year, new me. New year, new this. New year, no, it should be new year, better me. New year, more proactive me. New year, more positive me. New year, I'm going to truly embrace the greatness inside of me and use it to help other people. Now, especially when it comes to helping other people, we see a lot now too, where a lot of people on Instagram and certain things are like, oh, it's a new year. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to have everything I want in the world. A lot of people say I'm going to secure the bag. I'm going to have everything I need. But the important thing is being successful requires you being proactive and not waiting for life to come to you. Because if you say you want to be successful, but you don't put any planning, any steps into getting into success, how are you going to get there? You don't just go from here to all the way up here in a snap of a second. It doesn't happen like that. If you want to be in that place, one, you have to simply make the decision in your head and say, hey, I'm going to get there. I'm going to be successful. I may not be there right now, but I can work there because right now it's January. Right now, I may not know what I'm doing. I may not know where I'm at. I may not know my career path. I may not know where I want to go to college. I may not know certain things, but I know that a couple months from now, say April, I want to be 3 times better than I was before. It's all about making that positive decision to keep going, to keep making yourself better, to keep doing things, because if you aren't, how will you ever be able to be a better you? And I know that when it comes to the topic, you hear proactive and reactive, but the thing for you to be able to even be proactive or to react to something, it comes out of your mouth. Now, we know in the Bible it says the power of life and death is in your tongue. The power of everything that you want to happen is in your mouth, it's in your language. So then you have the proactive versus reactive language. You have, when you're reactive, you're always saying, there's nothing I can't do. That's just the way it is. That's just the way I am. This makes me so mad. They won't allow me to do this. I have to have that. I can't. I must. If only. Things like that is what you say when you're reactive and don't have that positive mindset. But when you're proactive, you say, let's look at what I can do to make myself better. I choose a different approach. I concentrate on having an effective way. I want to have an effective presentation. I'll choose to have an appropriate response. I choose, I prefer, I will, I can. Certain positive affirmations and saying things to yourself can change your mind from reactive to proactive in just a second. And you think it may not, you can say, Kaylin, well, you're saying all this about having a positive mind, doing this. Well, how does this go into my everyday life? One, if you're trying to be mentally better, instead of constantly saying and looking yourself in the mirror and saying, I'm not pretty, and saying that I'm not smart, if you say those things to yourself, and other people are saying it to you, Of course, you're in a place where you are right now because people can tell you all day they don't like you. They can tell you all day that you won't make it. But if you tell yourself that, then you're just putting yourself in a worse position because you have to defy the odds. People can tell you all day, I don't think you're going to make it. I don't think you're going to be there. And if you keep repeating those words that they tell you, guess what? You're not going to make it because you're not being your own supporter. You have to be your own supporter. You have to be that own person for yourself when nobody is there, when no friends are there, when the people who were supposedly supposed to be there for you forever and they're not there. You have to be that person mentally and emotionally to say, I'm going to be a good person. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to do what I want to do because it all starts with you. It's a choice. Being proactive versus reactive is a choice. If your teacher tells you, you didn't do a good job, you didn't get a good grade, you can either sit there and say, oh, well, that's just what's going to happen. I'm just not going to get good grades and it's going to be what it's going to be. Or you can look at the grade. You might be upset with the grade because trust me, I am that person. I have had moments where I get frustrated myself. But the thing that changed me from being an A student to being someone who don't cares about my grades is that instead of just looking at that bad grade, instead of just sitting there, I asked for help. Or I found ways, I looked back at the work and I said, what did I do wrong? Where did I go wrong? And I learned from my mistake. I'm not saying you're going to be perfect. I'm not saying that everything is just going to magically work out and you're going to know exactly what you want to do, exactly how successful you want to be in 2022. But I am saying that you'll get there. It just takes a conscious choice and a conscious brain to be able to say, hey, I don't know where I'm going, but I definitely don't want to be in the same place I was before. I want to be better. I want to be greater. I want to be proactive and not reactive. Because if you continue to sit in silence, you continue to not ask for help, you continue to not have people there to push you and to have you in the best place that you want to be, you'll never be able to grow and get to what you want to be. So be proactive and not reactive this week. If there's that one person who constantly says something to you, who constantly has something negative to say, the only way you can kill them or get them back is killing them with kindness. Because they may not know what damage they're doing. They probably are upset with their own self and don't know what's going on with them. So they decide to take that anger out on you, making you feel inadequate because they feel inadequate. Don't allow them to have that over you. Be better. Be better emotionally, be better academically, be better spiritually, and be better physically. Because at the end of the day, it's better to be proactive and not reactive. That is all that I had to say today because I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's inside of the message and inside of the title. Simply an inspiring moment for you this week. Simply to tell you that as you go into this week, as you go into the rest of January, because January is going by pretty quickly. You're seeing that we're almost in February. You want to be better than you were last month. You want to be better than you were today. It's always you versus you. It's always you trying to be the better person for yourself. So take this into your week. Allow this to bless you. Allow this to help you. And just simply be that encouragement for yourself. If no one's there for you, you tell yourself, I'm going to make the active choice to not respond to this person who constantly wants to nag me. I'm going to make a choice to not respond to a situation and not react in a way that's going to cause me to lose my peace of mind. I'm going to be better. I thank you for watching tonight's show. If you are watching and this is your first time, hello and welcome to the Inspiring Moments with Kayla Live podcast. And I invite you to continue to join, to again follow me on the social media platforms that you heard in the beginning. And I invite you to simply take this journey in season 3 to learn more about yourself, to be encouraged, and to use this encouragement that I'm giving you and use it for somebody else. You be the encouragement for someone else. You be the change you want to see, and you make yourself better in this year. Again, I thank everyone who continues to keep up with Kaylin's Caring Connection and this podcast. Without your support, I don't know where I would be. Of course, I always thank God because I would not be here without him. And he's the one who gives me the inspirational moments and inspirational words to you all. So I just thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing Martin Luther King Jr. Day for the kids. I know we're excited because we're out of school. Be safe. And I love you all. I will be back on sooner than later. I will see you. And bye-bye for now. I hope you have a great rest of your week and stay inspired.